due to the increasing aggression of Israel in Europe and the West in general, the values that emerged after the Second World War have been eroded. The most fundamental human rights, such as freedom of expression, freedom of the press, freedom of assembly and protest, women's rights, children's rights, democracy, equality, and justice, have been shelled away.
Thank you. I call on United Nations Watch.
Mr. Chair, Turkish President Erdogan just told the UN that human rights in the West have been eroded, and he blamed Israel. Now, distinguished delegates, in psychology, attributing one's own malicious acts to others is known as projection. Let us consider freedom of expression, freedom of the press. Under President Erdogan, human rights activists and journalists have been persecuted and locked up. We hosted here Turkish journalist Nurcan Baysal, and she testified, quote, "I received a 10-month prison sentence due to an article I wrote recording the war crimes by the Turkish military in the Kurdish town of Cizre, where nearly 150 people were burnt alive in the basements as they took shelter during the bombardment." Children's rights? The United States recently added Turkey to its list of countries implicated in the use of child soldiers. Its proxy, the Syria National Army, recruits children. Freedom of assembly and protest? In March, President Erdogan launched a violent crackdown on protests. Authorities imposed sweeping restrictions, blanket bans on gatherings.
Mr. Vice President, the UPR is not the forum to address bilateral, political or territorial issues which fall outside the mandate of the working group and this consent.
Thank you. You can give.
Now we know what it's like in Turkey, exactly what they're trying to do to me here. They impose blanket bans on social media platforms, curbing access, preventing the dissemination of information, shutting down major public transportation in Istanbul in a systematic effort to suppress dissent and mobilizations. Democracy? Under Erdogan, this year, democracy in Turkey entered its most perilous phase. In March, after the mayor of Istanbul was re-elected, he was thrown into prison just before he was about to be nominated to run for president on false, politically motivated charges. He has languished behind bars for 6 months. Across Turkey, more than a dozen mayors from the opposition are now imprisoned, silencing millions of voters. Mr. Chairman, the true erosion of human rights is not in the West, but in President Erdogan's own house. It's time to end the hypocrisy.